Hello people, today I have with us the RX-93FF Nu Gundam. This is the entry grade 144 scale. I really like this thing. I did have an issue though. When I opened it out of the sprue, I am missing the piece that goes right there. You will note if you ever built a Gundam that is something that does get misplaced from time to time, and that's not something you really want to lose. But I do have a couple of spare Nu Gundam entry grades that I can take the pieces off of and combine with this one. Should be about the same color, I hope. We will see. Now this does have a blurb, and it's quite a long one. I'm not sure if you guys want to read it. If you do not, you can skip ahead. The RX-93 Nu Gundam was able to be rolled out based on plans by Captain Amuro Ray and an MS that Anaheim Electronics began developing on their own, which was originally commissioned by Bright Noah, the commander of the Londo Bell unit. The Neo-Zeon's global cooling plan was carried out ahead of time, and Captain Amuro of the Londo Bell unit had the MS that met with difficulties, such as implementation of psychoframes, which had not yet been included in the original specification of the MS, and the last-minute adoption of 6 fin funnels, which required adjustments. However, the Axis shock saved the Earth crisis. Similar to the full armor and heavy weapon system specifications, the long-range fin funnel equipment is one of the Nu Gundam's armament that could not have been made in time since the MS was rolled out earlier than expected. The long-range fin funnel combines the technology of the fin funnels and the firepower of mega beam launchers, resulting in an all-range weapon that could grant the MS the ability to engage in anti-ship combat by a single MS when operated by a new type. On the other hand, the adoption of the special long-range fin funnel required the MS to be remodeled, resulting in the RX-93FF specifications. The RX-93FF Nu Gundam was restored at Side F and is based on data of actual battles left on the Rockalium, as well as armaments for an incomplete equipment plan proposed by crew members at the time. The color scheme of Captain Amuro's personal marks have also been changed. Side F is a commercial colony constructed in L3 orbit where further developments have yet to come. Hopefully that means that there are going to be new Side F variations of things that we've already seen, but again, that is something that is to behold. We don't know that yet. Let's go ahead and talk about the unit. So I just put this together tonight, and I wanted to show this one off because it is a really nice looking unit, and this is actually my first entry grade Nu Gundam, so that is something that I was very excited about. Beside the weapon, though, this is very similar to that exact unit. The only thing that is different is that it included new hands, that funnel, and a different backpack adapter for the funnels that you're using. So that one won't be used. So I can go over articulation and things like that. They'll be the same as what are on the Nu Gundam entry grade. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Let's take this off. All right. Starting here at the head, you have a ball joint right up inside there, and that is on a peg that is also ball jointed at the bottom there. Of course, I lose that V-fin because there is nothing holding it in place, but you can see here that there's quite a lot of articulation at the bottom, just very similar to what you normally see in one of these types of high-grade Gundams, and then more articulation at this point here. So quite a lot there, but still fairly typical of a high grade, where this is not a high grade, it's an entry grade. The body part here inside the arm, it fastens pretty snugly, but I have noticed that it has a tendency to pop out a little bit more than if it had a polycap. But polycaps do wear out in time, where this one is supposed to not have that problem. So we'll go with this joint here. The shoulder moves up and down on that point, and so does the shoulder moving up and down inside there. This also rotates on the top of the arm, which grants you that type of motion with the arm. we can articulate this point here, just a single one, nothing to write home about, not very articulated at all actually. And then a ball joint in the wrist, which allows very lifelike hand motions. Not terribly detailed, but you know what you can get out of it. The torso here is a little bit more forgiving, I think. You get a ball joint inside the top here, and then on the bottom it also has a ball joint, but the top one allows you to get quite a bit of a crunch out of it, to the point where I had to extend this compared to the high grade. So it looks pretty cool. Also, you do get some rotation here. These side skirt thrusters are on a ball joint, so you can move those around quite a bit. This is also articulated. It is a barrel that slides through the middle there, and it cannot be separated without damaging the functionality of it. So I would not recommend cutting it. The hips do not drop down. They are on a standard peg here. A nice ball joint, which is captured and placed by this part here. So you do get some decent articulation out of it, considering it is just a ball joint. And then you do have a rotation right here at that hip. There's a single point of articulation at the top and another point of articulation at the bottom of the knee, so 2 points there. You can bend that quite a lot. I'll show that in action there. Pretty far. The leg is the foot is actually the strongest joint in this system. It's a very sturdy peg that goes up in there like this, and that is articulated in here, so you can move that as you'd like on the foot. You can move it side to side as well, so there is some more articulation to get some dynamism in your posing. So of course you've got that, just a slight amount of foot rock. I've seen better, I've seen much worse. So in addition to what you see here, you also get another set of hands. That is just a normal weapon grabbing hand for each side, and a selection of other parts to combine with this weapon to hold it onto the Gundam and to spread the parts out so that it can be used as a long-range weapon. The long-range fin funnel has plenty of fins on it. You can tell it was derived from the fin funnels on the original system, but definitely different in a unusual color scheme here, which I like. The red, white, and blue and yellow. It's a nice colorway, but it isn't exactly something I would think would be a weapon. It looks like something that you would go spearfishing with. Very interesting combo. The normal mount is this one here. That goes on the back of the Gundam, and then it plugs into this port here. There's another port here for the other mounts, and I will show you those in just a second. So this is the normal mode. That's for him standing. You just lean it up against the floor, plug that into him, and then that goes onto his back. The open mode, the firing state, you're going to take this part out of here. It does have some resistance. I did that off camera. You're going to pull this apart, and this middle section is going to be stored away. You're going to replace it with this one, and I think it is this way. So this slides in here, this slides down here, and then this goes between those rails and locks in. There we go, just like that. So that is actually easier to do than the other one, but that is the firing state of this thing. And you are able to use this part to lock it onto the Gundam's wrist, or onto the backpack. Actually, this one goes onto the backpack, so let's see. This one goes like so. All right, so and that's what that's gonna look like. It's not exactly pretty, but that's what they designed it like. I think maybe I didn't push that all the way down. That's why it's not pushed in all the way. Let's check it out. No, that actually is how it's designed. So it's a very funny design, but that is what you get. So it's a mega particle beam cannon there. And then the other option is, instead of using that one, you're going to use this one, like here, maybe? No, it's, yeah, okay, this way. And then this has to use this arm because this one is busy. You use this arm. I guess. Like this. And it looks like that doesn't really want to hang on very well. So maybe that was an afterthought. We'll try it out in a second. Let's go ahead and put this arm back on. And we'll slide this on here. All right, just like that. And so I would use a stand to hold that up because it is very heavy, very hefty weapon. Very interesting look. I don't know how I like it there. I think I would rather have it up top on the shoulder mount. With this weapon, I actually wanted to see how big that was compared to the Master Grade. And that is the Alex Gundam that I normally use for size comparison. It does look like it's a pretty big weapon there. And this being a 144 scale kit, he's also pretty massive. But then we already knew the Gundam, the new Gundam was pretty big there, so that's kind of how it goes. All told, I think this is a very interesting model kit. I really enjoyed building it. I didn't build a new Gundam entry grade before, so this one is one that I'm really enjoying, and I look forward to building a normal one. I'm planning on doing a kit bash with one, so I won't be needing his head. That's where his V-fin will probably come in. I was very impressed by the form of this thing. Putting it all together really worked well. I thought that everything was engineered quite smartly, and I did enjoy putting it together. So if the engineering is anything you're interested in, this is definitely going to pique your interest putting it together. I know other people have already reviewed these these entry grade Gundams, and everyone really seems to like them. So hopefully you guys have already seen other reviews that have told you their feelings, and honestly, I'm just going to be parroting what they say if I keep going. So definitely one to look out for, at least for the new Gundam wise. I know there's quite a few of them now. They have the original Gundam, this new Gundam, the Strike something Gundam. Strike Gundam, that's all he is. And then they have the full weapon set for the entry grade as well. The regular Gundam. So they are something to keep your eye out on. They're very cheap. This one was more expensive, obviously, because it was from the Gundam Side F. I got it from P Bandai during their expo. So he's been around for a while. Definitely wanted to put him together now. But those are my thoughts on this Gundam. I know I went a little bit longer than I wanted to. I wanted it short and sweet because this is a short and sweet build. Still, it was a really cool ride. I think you all should be looking out for a entry grade Gundam. That is something that I think would be worth your while. But with that said, I will let you guys go. You guys have a good night. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me. But more than likely, you will see my stuff. Bye-bye.